In this video you will find the instructions of how to install Python and the Visual Studio Code IDE on your computer. Allow me to emphasize that Python and Visual Studio Code work the same way on all operating systems. The only thing that changes is the way you install them. That's why in this video you'll find instructions on how to install Python and Visual Studio Code IDE on Windows, Mac, and Linux operating systems. So if you are on Windows, go to minute 040 of this video, if you're on Mac and go to minute 247, and if you're on Linux and go to minute 420. How to install Python and the Visual Studio Code IDE on Windows. First go to python.org, the official Python webpage, and then go to Downloads, and there you have a button there that will ask you to save or run Python. So just run, that will download the file and run it. So the installation started, and make sure to check this option, add Python 3.7 to path. And then go to install now and just wait for the installation process, click yes. Setup was successful, and close the window and then search for your CMD program, which is the command line, the command prompt. Then type Python, and if you see these three arrows, that means Python was successfully installed. If the command's Python doesn't work, then -3 and again see if you get those three arrows there to see if Python is installed. Now we can start typing code in here, Python code, but a better editor is the Visual Studio Code. So go to code.visualstudio.com and press that download for Windows button, run, if you got a message that says this app cannot be installed on your PC, then please go back to that button and click it again. Sometimes it works the second time, and then go to accept the agreement. I'd like to click all these options, and go next, install. My installation was completed, so click and finish, and that is Visual Studio Code. Here is how to install Python and the Visual Studio Code IDE on Mac computers. Go to python.org, the official Python website, and go to Downloads and click there, on that big button. Once the package is downloaded, just follow the installation instructions. Agree. Continue, install. And the installation has finished. To open Python, open your terminal app and then type in Python 3. If you see these three arrows, that means Python was already installed. Now you can use this terminal to code in Python. However, a better tool is Visual Studio Code IDE. So go to code.visualstudio.com and then go to Download for Mac, click the button, and the Visuals Code will be downloaded as a zip file. Click it to extract it, and then click the .app file that was inside the zip file, open, and that will open Visual Studio Code. That's how to install Python and Visual Studio Code on Mac. Here is how to install Python and the Visual Studio Code IDE on computers running on Linux operating systems. Look for your terminal program, open it and run sudo apt-get install Python 3. So we are using Python 3 in this course. Execute that, and if you get this message as I did saying that Python 3 is already the newest version, that means Python is installed in your computer. That could be either because you installed it before and You maybe don't remember, or Python was already installed by default on your Linux operating system, which is the case with new Linux systems. To check if Python is working, type Python 3. So we got the correct result. That means Python is working fine, so you can program from the terminal, but that's not the best way to do it. So the best way to do it is to use an IDE where you can write the code in a text editor and you have features to debug your code and have syntax highlighting, etc. A good IDE is Visual Studio Code, so go to code.visualstudio.com and then find the correct extension for your system. For me, I'd get the DAB package, so click that button and click on Save File to download the DAB file. Then go to your downloads and just click on the DAB file. Then on the packages installer just click on Install Package button and wait for the installation to complete. My installation was completed, so I'll just close this window and look for verses. So for Visual Studio Code. And that is Visual Studio Code IDE.